Hey, my name's Justin. I'm from Atlanta. I got 15th at the Otakon regional playing security control. And I guess I'm just going to show you what I played.
Let's get into it.
So for eggs, we're just playing 4 Otakon. I was always back and forth on this. Earlier iterations of the list on prior formats, it was always like, oh, play a Digimon and just get aggressive. But now, since you really want to save your Salamons for just when you're going to go in, just for Otakon. And then I'll do the Digimon first. I'm going to start off with 4 Magna Anja. These are the most self-explanatory cards in the deck. It's literally one of your best cards.
Yeah, when you go into DigimonCard.dev, you put this card in first.
You put this card in first. Like, it's disgusting. Like, there's set control can always be built with like some flex spots here and there. Everyone's gonna build theirs a little different. But if you don't play 4 of this card, you're like cutting a finger off.
Right.
You might as well just cut your pinky off. Then I changed it up. So for the main event, I played 4 Salamon. The only change I made, and I would make it going forward, so I want to let you guys know, is I switched this out for the Gunslinger event, the best one here at Otakon, for one of the Patamon, the 1 or less security hard drop.
The promo one.
It's so much better, because the issue is, while this is great sitting and raising, I can either hard drop the Patamon, or I can flame Hellscythe, and if I don't want to get something else, sometimes you just don't want a bigger body out. There's like some weird interaction with Granis and stuff like that. So, for the tournament, I did 4 of these, but for going forward, it'd be 3 Salamon and 1 Patamon. 3 Avenge Kidmon. That was usually kind of the standard for set control in this like last format in this format. But honestly, I played 1 Beelstar, and I felt like I was going to win that matchup regardless, so I would definitely drop it for something else. I actually dropped it for the next set of cards. I would drop it for a 3rd Tsukuyamon. This card is disgusting. It won me hands down 2 or 3 matches yesterday. So going forward, I take 3 of these and just drop it in here like this. It's just, this was great. The idea is great when the format was so slow and everyone was just kind of grinding it out with Yellow Hybrid, but it's going so fast. You're either gonna like have time to sit and build up, or you just get fucked really quick. Sorry, am I allowed to swear?
Of course.
You kind of get fucked really quickly. So this is insane. It helped me win 1 Grandis matchup and 2 War Greymon X matchups. All you got to do is like you hold it, you drop your Magna, and then you pass turn. They gotta do some stuff in the back, and then you just go, all right, boom, go in. It's awesome. Last 2 is 1 Patamon. Like I said, for the Salamon, it's just a little bit more flexible, has a little bit more utility. And then the 1 Junomon is just for the Juno loop. So you go on top of your Magna, you discard 3, you pull back whatever you need. For most of the time, I actually didn't pull back the Avenge Kidmon. Most of the time, I pulled back a Salamon or a Magna Anja. And then there's 2 Dexmon. The testing list we had for my team had 3 of them, but they were really clunky. And honestly, even 2 is like max. Maybe 1 because I can get it back with calling. But there's a couple of changes I'd have to sit on it. The deck, the skill in this deck does not come from piloting it. It comes from building it. So if you build it right, the deck will kind of just pilot itself. It's pretty brain dead. Next up, as a core is your options. Just like Magna Angelon, 4 Flame Hellscythe. This card is disgusting. It gets back your Magna Angelon, so not only does it kill something small, but it brings back and recovers 1, so that's fantastic. Something that I haven't seen a ton of people play is 4 Fly Bullet. I was playing 4 Fly Bullet because I was thinking to myself, like, War Greymon, there's a lot of like really optimal level 6s in this format. The only level 7s I'm worried about are Oryuken and maybe Blitz Omni, and I can handle the Blitz Omni fairly well. The Dexmon I can handle well. And the Oryuken, I really just was like, let's see what happens. Like, that match was fun. So there's a lot of times where like they'll swing and I can just go, I'll kill this. it's really just it's a decent kill spell. Next, we have also another disgusting 4 cards. Came out of the Mastermind, like the starter deck. This is literally the grossest card in the entire game right now.
Yeah, I want to throw up looking at it.
It's disgusting. Throw it. Just hit anything because it gets around deletion. It's literally its own effect. It's so gross. Then I have 4 Holy Wave. Again, a lot of these cards are super self-explanatory. Just like the Magna, just like the Flame Hell Scythe, just like the Chaos Degradation. You play this before, it stalls people out. It allows you to. It's part of the core. It's just kind of part of the core. The core strategy of the deck. Then 3 Edens. So this was my biggest, when I'm building this deck, this was my biggest kind of like flex spot, like 2 Edens, 3 Edens, 4 Edens, like I really didn't know which one. 3 felt fine, because sometimes you'll see it, and I'm playing 2 Blade of the True, which you'll see in a second, and really this card is best paired when you have 4 Blade of the True. But so for this format, and again, a lot of this goes with what you think you're going to see in terms of your matchups. For me, I didn't really know what I was going to see, so I was like, you know, we'll stick with 3 Edens. Funny enough, I think Wyvern's Breath is actually not the best in this format right now, because most of the time, things are just going to be huge. Like War Grey X is 17,000, Grandis is 18, Alphamon's like 19k. It's just massive. So while this is a great addition for a kill spell, I would leave it at 2 for this format. Next up, I'm playing 2 Blade of the True. I know Kevin or KBN, he kind of pioneered this version last format, and he played 4 of these, but a lot of the times you would draw into it, and you would almost draw too many cards, and then you would be putting like kill spells from your, like that could have been Holy Waved or Tactile, or like whatever your recovery is, into your hand rather than into the deck. So if there was 51 cards, I'd play a 3rd one, but right now it feels great at 2. Then we're playing 1 Reinforced, again, super self-explanatory, gives you memory, puts 1 card on top, puts 1 in your hand, and then my favorite thing about this is, like, outside of the inside the game mechanic, it just forces your opponent to be like, oh, shit, what am I about to hit?
Alright.
Like, it's just kind of a mind game. And the last one is 1 Calling of the Darkness. Prior to this, it was allowed for you to Juno loop, to kind of just Avenge Kid loop, but now you can grab back your Dexmons, which is insane. So that's why, especially even though it was clunky at 3, even at 2, I can just almost infinitely loop this, but this format's so slow, I never really had to. And then the last thing is we have Tamers. Up first is 4 Purple Mimi. This card is broken. It is disgusting. It is absolutely insane. It just goes, oh, what's that? You're at 3 with your yellow Memory Setter Kari. Play Flame Hell Scythe. Okay, cool. Choke you to whatever. Like they don't have a center. I can Chaos Degrade for, you know, -2. So, and it's also just a really great opener. The fact that like a lot of my times it would be, you know, play this, draw a card, and then set you to 2. Because the biggest problem with old school Setcon was like you'd be dropping something huge, like super opening, and like in your opening you'd be like, all right, I'm gonna drop something for 5, go for it. So I'd keep this at 4. I wouldn't change this. Then I'm playing 3 Purple Kari. This was not in my original list last format, and this came in clutch so many times because when you can combo it off like this, I played against like a Grandis player, and so they would be like, he played red. I lost to that. That was my loss, but he went, all right, I'll Digiburst. Okay, I'll go up into Grandis. Fine. And then he'd say, all right, I'll play a Delicate Plan. I'd pass over to 0 with Delicate Plan, and then he'd have to swing, and I'd be able to pass turn. So keeping it at 4 is great. 3 is amazing. And then the last 2 is just Memory Center Kari. I played around with TK, yellow TK a little bit, but honestly, grabbing stuff out is just a one-time deal. This allows you to play this allows you to play this for free. This allows you to play your Magna Angemons for 6 rather than 7. This triggers off of Holy Wave. It just allows you to like, so like one of these plus 3 Mimis or 2, like whatever combination, you could play your like big recovery options for a lot less. But yeah, going forward, that would really be, the only changes I would make is really just look at what your meta is. I know this was the first major BT9 tournament, And then I guess I'm going to shout out to my team here in Atlanta, or not here in Atlanta, but my team in Atlanta, Dwight, Luis, James, Chris, all of the guys at Team Doo-Doo Destin. I don't know if you've ever played some events, you've probably seen this playmat before. My buddy Dwight won Nashville last couple weekends ago with Blue Hybrid. Our friend Tyler got second place in the Ultimate Cup with Blue Hybrid. So I'll probably play Second for the rest of the format, given how it works out. One thing I'd like to add is take this a grain of salt. I didn't play in 8 rounds of in-tournament Swiss and 5 rounds of the Gunslinger. I didn't play a single Alphamon. I know how the matchup goes, and it's really like 60-40 in Alphamon's favor, but all of this kind of testing is like with an asterisk saying there is no Alphamon.
Right.
So, but cheers. Here's to the next one.
Well, congrats.
Thanks, man.